All right.
Hey guys, it's Tim from Free and Fit, and I'm here blessed today with Martin from Trinity Boxing in New York City, and we're just gonna catch up with Martin, and he's gonna introduce himself, and then we'll hear a little bit about his story. So Martin, please share with us a little bit about your story and how you come to be in New York.
Well, I'm from New York. I'm a Brooklyn guy, and I started boxing a little bit later. I was a junior in college when I started boxing, and I kind of fell into it. It was like Plan B. Plan A, I tried out for the baseball team. I struck out on 4 pitches. The guy told me, and I said, "Hey, coach, when I get another shot at bat?" He goes, "Let me tell you something. You have absolutely no talent in baseball. Why don't you take up slow pitch softball?" So I took this as a sign from God, and I wound up one day. I walked into this boxing gym. It was called Gleason's Gym. It was on 3rd Street. I walked in there. It was like an epiphany. I've been here before. So, and now I played baseball my entire life, but a few years after, I walked into the boxing gym. I was fighting in the finals of the Golden Gloves, which is the most prestigious amateur tournament in the country, and I'm fighting the heavyweight champion of Sing Sing Prison in the finals in the Madison Square Garden in the same ring that Ali fought Frazier. So it was quite a turnaround. So thank God I couldn't hit a curveball.
Yeah, that's a great story. Thank you for sharing. Now you have your own gym in the middle of Manhattan in downtown New York City. Could you just share a little bit about how that started and how you become to be where you are?
Well, I think, look, I started a gym because the gym that I was training people at was going out of business. And I wasn't like, I just wanted to have a gym. But a lot of times, you succeed when one thing fails, And then I opened up a gym. I had some partners, and that didn't work out. So that inspired me. It could not inspire me. I kind of didn't have a big choice. I wound up opening my own place. So, when it's like when one thing dies, something else rises from the dead. And that's pretty much what happens. This is the cycle that we go through. And it sounds kind of familiar. I've heard this story before, you die and then somebody different comes back from the dead. So this is why, we constantly shed this skin. So I say when you box, you kind of kill your ego. Your ego isn't a voice telling you how great you are. It's a voice telling you you're mortal, right? And you can't do this and you can't do that. And play it safe. And don't take chances. That's your ego telling you to try to protect you, right? But, when you step into the ring, people die in the ring in boxing. And here we are stepping into the ring, right? So, once you do that, you're kind of defying death, which is pretty much, if you're a Christian, you do all the time, right? We're all going to die one day. Like we've got this coronavirus, right? We're all going to die one day. But maybe some of us are coming back from the dead, This is why I say I teach people how to have faith. What motivates your behavior? Fear. What are the 4 instincts we're hardwired with? For fear, fight, flight, freeze, and faint. Everything you're going to do in life, you're going to be motivated. That's going to motivate you. Fight, flight, freeze, faint. What do we teach? Fight. But I'm fighting in the sense that, you're walking down the block and someone attacks you, you got to fight him, right? So, it's kind of what I think go. When you step into so I say if fear motivates your behavior, what's the antidote to the fear? Faith. What's faith? Surrender, let go. Can't see it, can't feel it, can't touch it, but somehow I believe it's there. You're not going to figure any of this stuff out on your own. Like when I'm teaching somebody how to box, you're not going to understand what I'm saying first. You're going to listen to me, and if you believe it, then you'll understand. But you don't understand and believe it. It doesn't work like that. It works like first you believe it, then you understand, right? First you have faith, then you're healed, all right? You can't be healed and then have faith. right? You can't say, well, this fella died and he came back from the dead. Well, prove it. Okay, well, now I believe it. This is the whole, I say, look at the opposite until it becomes obvious. If you go swimming and you get pulled out by the riptide, what's your instinct telling you to do? Swim in. You're going to die. What do you have to do? Let go. All right? Let it take you out, swim parallel, swim in. What does that require? Faith. Because our instincts will get us killed. If you want to know the answer to something, look at the opposite. Well, look at the story of God. Jesus is God. So why didn't he come down here and throw, lightning bolts at people and destroy the enemy? It wasn't. It's like, that's the guy I want to believe in. Look at it. That makes no sense at all. If you're looking for this guy to come down and smite down all your enemies, that guy ain't coming. But here's the guy that's coming. Life is not rational. We're all going to die one day. Look at all these people who are all freaked out. I don't understand. I see people smoking and then they put on a mask to keep some virus. That's insane. Life is not rational. You go to school, you get a job, you get married, you have kids, and then you die. Does that make any sense at all? None whatsoever. Life is not rational. So why should we be? You want to get on a train and go to crazy town. So I heard about this religion. I listened to this crazy story. This guy died 2,000 years ago. He came back from the dead, and the first person to see him were women who had zero credibility at all. And tell me that makes sense. No, that's the religion I'll sign up for. Find me the craziest religion you can that goes against any type of common sense and sign me up for that one. But here we are today, right? So if you got fear, that motivates your behavior. But again, faith is surrender. What's surrender? Let go. Can't see it, can't feel, can't touch it. Let go. Surrender. But surrender is not quitting. Quitting, you're trying to save yourself. Surrender, you're trying to save someone else. Let go. So if I got fear, I'm trying to walk across this lake of thin ice. But if I got faith, I can walk on water. So I don't care about thin ice. And that's what we got to do every day. You got to walk on water. Because I can't see something. Look, we got 5 senses, right? But what if we had 6 senses or 7 senses? If I was blind, does that mean there's not such a thing as red? Right? If I can't hear, does that mean there's not such a thing as music? If we have 3 dimensions, what would happen if there were 4 or 5? Because I don't have the apparatus for that. Before there were microscopes, there were no such things as viruses because you couldn't see it. Maybe we just didn't have the right instrument. So we live in this world that, that's why people go, oh, I believe in science. Well, science also said the world was flat for a long time. And science also said, this drug will help cure this until you found it, So science gets it wrong, I'd rather get on a train and go to crazy town, If you want to be rational, fine by me. I'd rather be a lunatic, I would rather be a lunatic. That's makes more in an irrational world. Don't play an irrational game rationally or you'll lose. Yeah. Get on a train to go to crazy town. And there's no crazy religion in this. Sometimes somebody said to some congressman, well, Christianity's a crazy religion. Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. It's the craziest religion you can find. Every other religion, Scientology makes more sense. That's why I don't want to believe that one. Right? Find me the craziest religion you can find, sign me up for that. Here we are today. All right? Difference is, when you find yourself walking on water, maybe there's something to it. But you can't have proof of things. It doesn't work that way. You can't understand something, you just have to believe it. And then you'll start to see it. First you have faith, then you can walk across water. First you have faith, then the miracles happen. You can't have a miracle if you don't believe it first. It doesn't work that way. It's a relationship. It takes two people. One to perform it and one to believe it beforehand. And that's the world we live in. So look, I tell people, you're going into Now, nobody really wants to fight. Why would you want to fight? You get your nose broken, you get hit, you get angry, you get all this stuff, right? So you gotta, every time you step into the ring, you killed your ego. And your ego is not who you are, your ego is who you were. Before you got put into this body, that's who you were, right? A legend. This is what, right? This is who you were. And now you gotta go through life and you gotta take all those steps. You gotta take that journey, right? Now, if Jesus didn't die on a cross, would he have been God? Interesting question. But he did. And at what point did Jesus say, I'm God? He may have, when he was 5 years old, did he know? Or did he, when he was 15, when he was 20? If he didn't die on a cross, would he have been God? It's an interesting question, but he did. So who are we, right? Are we the people that, well, you're born white, you're born a male, you're born this, right? That's who you were, but it's not who you were, right? Who were you? This child of God. That got put, you live your life on reverse. You get put into this body, and now let's go out there. I say legend. Let's be legendary. All right. Many are called, but few answer the call. So we do. And what's our job here? Go save other people. Right? We're not trying to save ourselves. Can't happen. But we put that. Look, some people pray and some people answer prayers. It takes some people to answer the prayers too. It's not a magic trick, right? Miracles happen and not magic tricks. All right. One takes faith, the other takes deception. A miracle is not a magic trick. So this is what we do. Now, why do all the people who go to they're out of their minds? They're nuts, right? I'm a nut, you're a nut. Would you want to be sane? No. We're all gonna die one day. We're all looking down it, but make sure you get good grades in school. Make sure you get. No, we're rebels. I mean, if you want to look back in history, who's the most revolutionary guy in the world? That fellow they put up on a cross. They didn't hang him on a cross because he was everybody's favorite, because he complied with everybody. No, he was defiant. He got up there, he was defiant. We don't get angry, right? We don't get angry. Why? Everybody's fighting, right? Why? We're all gonna die one day, right? So the gods of this world, the gods that everybody prays to, those are the gods of this world. We may be in the world, but we're not of the world, all right? So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna fight each other and kill each other because that's what we're condemned to do? No, let's be defiant. I got this idea. Let's put on padded gloves on a padded floor and put ropes around it, all right? And let's charge a mission for this. And now we just defied the gods. We just defied the gods of this world. That's why when people say boxing is fine with Jesus box, yeah. Why? Because everybody has two personalities. Everybody has two personalities. Everybody has an alter ego. Every fighter's got a ring name. Why? Because the person in the ring is not the same as the person outside the ring. So you have this, I call it a tiger. You have this tiger down locked up in your basement. Now, what are you going to do with that? Well, most people are like, all right, keep it down there. Like, well, no, you can't. So what do most people tend to do? Well, they try to tame that thing. And what do? They give it alcohol, they give it drugs, they give it anything that'll keep it sedate, right? So what does that do? All right, those tigers eat meat. And if you're feeding it the other nonsense, you're on the menu. What do? Train them. Put them through its workout, feed it a piece of meat. Now walk down a block with a tiger on a leash and see what everybody does, all right? That's why. That's what we have. We can't demonize this thing. No. This is our bodyguard, Being, the idea of Christian and turning your other cheek has nothing to do with being a punching bag. If you're going to take a shot, it's more of an insult to that person. If he's going to do this, it takes away from him, doesn't take away from me, right? So It's just changing your perspective of things. And this is what we do. We live in this world of faith, right? Not of fear. We live in a world of faith. This is what drives us. We don't, listen, everybody, hold on to the rope, walk off the edge of the cliff, don't anybody look left or right. Why will we comply with that? No, I better go this way. I'm gonna go down into that cave where everybody says you're never coming back again. I'll take my chances, go that way. I don't want to be a good citizen. If the rules of this world is we're gonna die one day, well, screw that. I'm going this way. Let me go down that road less traveled. When you step into the ring, you got to go through sideways. That means you got to shed your ego. And your ego isn't, again, I think I'm great. All these, things that people put on you, this overcoat, that's your ego. It's not your identity. Your ego is who you think you are. Your identity is who you always were. And it's shedding those skins to find out who you really were when you first got put into this body. And who we are all the time. That's what we do. So every time it's like, the camel going through the eye of the needle. It wasn't literally an eye of the needle. It was a passageway to get into Jerusalem. That's the eye of the needle. Now, if you got a lot of baggage on, you're not getting through there. What do you got to do? You got to get all the baggage off. So when you're a fighter, you don't go in there with a lot of stuff on. You go in there with a robe, you take it off. You're standing half naked in front of a bunch of people, right? If you haven't trained for it, it's pretty obvious. So you're in that ring knowing that people die, right? We're afraid to die. We're afraid to fight. So what are we going to do? We're going to knock on this door. We're going to be defiant, right? We're not afraid of death. Right? It's all about every time you step into the ring, you kill your ego. That fear of dying, you killed your ego. But every time you kill your ego, someone bigger rises from the dead. But not the same person that just went through there. Because you're constantly shedding that skin, right? That's what boxing does. That's what and faith is. Look, I know how to fight. I'm from Brooklyn. I used to fight all the time. All right. But then his trainer's telling me, okay, if this is what you if this is what you want to do, you got to keep this shoulder up, keep your shoulder back. This is so unnatural, right? What did it take for me to do that? Faith in a guy telling me this is how you're going to do it. Because the question is, you want to be a club fighter or do you want to be a prize fighter? And if you want to be a prize fighter, keep your right shoulder down. Keep your hands up. That's a boxer. It's entertainment, right? We just thumbed our noses at the gods of this world that say you must kill each other, you must hate each other. How about this one? How about we put on padded gloves and charge admission? Now we just made a buck. Now we're defined, right? You don't think about this. In boxing, you're not putting padded gloves on for your protection. You're doing it for the other guy's protection. And he does that for you. And now we have this relationship. Now we just defied the gods of this world. Because there's another one that we answer to, not the one down here, right? So everybody else can worship their gods and tell us how much I believe in science. Go right ahead. I don't, right?
Yeah.
Good luck with that. Why? Because we're lunatics. This is the craziest religion in the world. Sign me up for that. It does not make any sense whatsoever. If God is so powerful, why would he die on a cross like that? Exactly because of that. Because surrender, all right? If you want to look at the world logically, good luck. We're going to die. It doesn't make sense. So, thank God for lunatics. We don't want to be normal. We want to be lunatics, all right? But be defiant. Let's go out there, save somebody else. Not about trying to save myself. I'm not trying to run from the enemy. We're not running from some invisible enemy we can. We're going out there, we're going to fight it. Everybody on the front line. That's why it's important, why training is important. We're not the ones that are going to hide down in the basement and hope this thing passes over. No, we're strong. What do? You train for it. You take the vitamin, do all the stuff, and let's go out there and kick some ass. Let's go out there and defend the people who can't defend themselves. The people who are weak, we got to stand up, right? This is where we get called up and do our job. The people who don't fit in are the ones who are the heroes, right? So people can marginalize you and criticize you and stuff like that. I don't care. Heroes are made, they're not born, right? So that's what we do. We train for that. You have to train to be a hero. It just doesn't fall on your lap. Everybody goes on this hero's journey, right? You gotta die and come back from the dead. But remember, resurrection is not resuscitation. It's not bringing the same guy back from the dead. Jesus came back from the dead. They didn't, hey, look, everybody is Jesus. No, they talked on for hours. They didn't recognize him. And all of a sudden, their eyes were opened, right? It's not resuscitation, it's not resurrection. Someone better comes back. That's where we are. That's why sports are so great. That's why, this is why I love boxing. I teach people how to have faith every day without putting in so many words. I'm teaching them exactly that. Kill your ego and someone better rises from the dead. Sound familiar? There you go. So it's our job to go out there and be heroes. Even though we may be scorned and frowned upon and criticized and everything else, we could care less, right? Our job is to go out there and help other people. We're not afraid of dying, but we're not looking for it either. You get put down here to do a job. You do it till you get it right. You do it till you got the job done. That's all we're here for. We get down here to do a job. So let's go out there, let's get to heaven by raising hell. Let's not be good citizens. Let's shake the boat a little. Don't be a conformist. Don't be an alarmist. Be defiant. That's why we live in this country. That's why we go to this church. That's why we have this faith. Because we're not wired for this world, right? We're in the world, not of the world. So we thumb our noses at the gods of this world. We got one, right? That's us.
Yeah. Well, I just wondered if you could share a little bit. That was a beautiful message. Thank you for sharing. I just wondered if you can share a little bit about what you're doing in this season and how you can encourage us through your own kind of, you've shared a little bit there about what's been going on, but just during this season in New York, I think some people are outside of New York, they don't understand what's happening. I just wondered how you can encourage us from where you are right now.
I'm coughing on this. But look, we're all going to die one day, right? But when we go down swinging, all right? Go out there and make a statement, We're not going to turn our back and run. We're going to face the enemy and fight. And don't fight a stupid fight. Fight a good fight. That's why we say on the back of the shirt, fight the good fight. Where does that come from? Well, people fight plenty of dumb fights, There are people that, maybe they had something happen to them in their past, or maybe they made some mistakes in the past, or maybe they, and they carry this burden around, right? So I do this drill with people. I have them hold this heavy weight. I said, if you put that down, your mother's gonna die. And they hold on to it like that. Give me that thing, put it down, right? Did your mother die? Do you think your mother died? Did your father die? No. So why hold on to some nonsense? Why, you can fight this dumb fight. You can fight, I'm fighting with my demons of the past. That's not what you're here for. Put it down. Put it down and fight those guys out there, because we're here to help other people. We're not here to fight these inner demons that we think we have. That fight was done and won. Now let's go fight the real culprits out there. That's what we're here for. So, out here, listen, I'm down here for a reason, whatever the reason was. We were down 9/11. We were down here through 9/11. We were down here through the hurricane. We were down here through all this stuff, right? So, but why did I keep coming back here? This is where we're needed, right? You go where you're needed. You go where the fight is. If I'm going to have a boxing gym, I'm not going to have it someplace where everybody's happy. No, this is where we're needed, where people aren't happy. Nobody ever won a lottery and said, I want to be a boxer. Nobody with a happy childhood ever said, I want to be a professional fighter. There's got to be something. You got to have some screws loose to want to be a professional fighter. But, you know, some people can lie on a couch and talk to somebody. Some people climb in a ring and punch somebody. We happen to be the latter, right? But this is what we're called to do. And we're put here for a reason, all right? And the reason's not to just hold on and make this life work. No, we're out here to change the world. Let's go out there and change the world. So down here, you know, what after 9/11, did I say, well, let me find a spot where it's not? No, this is where we want to be. Right down here is where we need it. You know, got to teach people how to stand up for themselves, how to defend themselves, not so they can help defend other people. That's what we're here for. You know, we got to stand up and help other people. That's what we do. You know, go out there, just march forward. We don't turn our back and run. We run into the burning building. You know, that's what we need it for. Why? Because we don't fear death. We don't fear death. Oh my God, what's gonna let go? Let's go save somebody else. Right? So that's who we are. You know? That's what you have to be able to do that. You know? I teach people how to think different. Not that, you know, it's not about changing the way you look, it's about changing the way you see. And you gotta be able to see everything, you know? Consciously, we look through this little tube and we got tunnel vision. But you gotta have funnel vision. You know, the second you get self-conscious, you're screwed, right? But when you're self-aware, you see everything. This is why you step into the ring. In a ring, every fighter has an alter ego. Every fighter, this is this tiger that we train. We gotta go to bad places and make them better. They don't need us in the good places, they need us in the bad places. Down here, everybody's walking around, it's like the Walking Dead. Come on. Make sure everybody around you is good. Check up on everybody. Even when it's not, listen, I'm from Brooklyn. What was life like in Brooklyn? You were neighbors. You were part of a neighborhood. Everybody looked out for everybody else. If everybody's looking out for everybody else, everybody's fine. It's when people start looking out for themselves, that's when the ship starts to sink. But if everybody's looking out for everybody else, if you're making sure this guy over there is good and you have enough groceries, and how about you need anything? If everybody did that, what's the problem? You know, we're wired for war. We're not wired for peace, right? So we don't need better weapons. We need better enemies. Now that we're all fighting this virus, let's all get together and figure out how we're gonna beat it. Instead of start screaming about, well, Trump said this and he said that and that. Who cares? Who cares where this came from or why it came from? The fact is it did. Let's go kick some ass. Let's go defeat this virus. Today it's gonna be a virus, tomorrow it'll be something else. But that's what we do, we fight. Not only fight, we box. Right? I'm not angry, I don't hit somebody out of anger. I hit them out of defiance. We're all gonna die, so everybody's gotta, I don't think so. All right? This is defiance. A cross sticking up out of the ground is an act of defiance. We defy this world. We're in the world, but not of the world. So let's go, let's shake things up. You know, let's be rebels. Let's be rebels. That's who you always were, a rebel. Now let's go out there and do some rebellious stuff. And people are not gonna pat you on the back or say kind things about you. They're gonna spit at you, they're gonna call you all kinds of stuff. We don't care, right? We don't got an ego, we killed it. We got an identity. You know who you are because of who you were. So at some point we were these beings that weren't defined by what color skin we had or what gender we were, right? Let's go out there and let's shake things up. We got put down here for a reason, and it wasn't to be liked. That's us. That's what we do. We have the greatest faith in the world. The greatest faith in the world. You can't beat it. Let's go out there, celebrate that. You know?
Let's. Just a quick prayer for us. I'm conscious it's coming up to 5 o'clock, and
Okay.
thank you for your time and giving us your story and your encouragement. It's been really insightful and helpful for me, and for the listeners as well. So I look forward to sharing this, and I'll pray for us right now.
Great.
Father, thank you that you bring us together and that we can fight the good fight, Lord, that you enable us to see the difference between what is not of this world but what is from you. And so you guide us, you direct us, and you lead us forward, Lord, into the good fight. And we just ask that as Martin goes forward in his space, in his place of work and his place of the ring, we ask, Father, that you would abundantly cover him by the blood of Jesus, that you would abundantly shower him with favor, with authority, with opportunity, and with courageous, Lord, encouragement that he has given to us. And so, Lord, wherever he seeks renewal, wherever he seeks resurrection, Lord, bring new life to him, bring new opportunity. And for us all, Lord, we pray for new opportunity to fight the good fight of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
All right,
Tim,
brother.
great to see you, kid.
Yeah, you too, buddy. That was awesome.
I'll see you soon. When you're back down, when you're back down, you got to stop down. We'll do a little boxing there.
Yeah, I look forward to it. That'd be awesome. All right.
Perfect.
Thanks for your time.
Great to see you.
You
and
too.
Be dangerous. Everybody
Will
will
do.
tell you, be safe. Don't be safe. Be dangerous.
Awesome.
All right, kid?
Have a good weekend. Cheers for now.
All right, you do it. I'll see you later. Good luck.
Bye for now.
Thanks. Bye.